Hi, okay, so today I'm going to talk about working from home. Um, the government has suggested that where possible, people start returning back to their offices. Lots of employers and employees are quite happy working from home, so I don't know how quickly this will happen or if it will ever happen in the way it used to. Um, The office where I work started sending people home at the end of March. I didn't go in the first lot because I did not have a work laptop, so it wasn't until about April that I was set up for working from home. And it's been an experience. There's ups and downs to working from home, but I think overall I definitely prefer it. Um, So I'm kind of, I don't know, a balanced argument for working from home. Pros and cons. Cons. So unfortunately, you're on your own. Um, in the office, if I had a problem with my computer or a problem with something I was doing, I had loads of people around me that I could just turn to and ask for help. The IT department were in the same building as myself, so I could go up to my favourite IT guy and get him to sort out whatever hardware or software problem I was having, and it was done a lot quicker than it is now, where it's all over the phone and all remote. Another con is the distractions. So, my personal situation, my lifestyle has a lot of distractions. Where I live is very loud. It's a heavy traffic area, so there's lots of like ambulances and fire brigade, etc., going past the house. I also have a 5-year-old, so that's quite loud. Obviously, it depends on the child, but in my situation, my child is quite loud, and I do love him, but I am aware that he is quite loud compared to other children. I've also got, in terms of distractions, I've got 2 cats, and they're good distractions because I want to play with them and they want to play with me, but again, it is a distraction. Also, the things you don't think about until you start working from home is the distractions of just being in your house. So, housework, anything breaking, anyone ringing the doorbell. I've had so many people ring the doorbell since I started working from home, whether it's people to like come check the gas meter or delivering parcels or all the things that I would normally miss because I'm at work and wouldn't bother me until the end of the day are now happening while I'm trying to complete my work and attend meetings, etc. On top of not having the support as well as a con, I would say IT problems in general are a big con of working from home. So I have a borrowed laptop in order to complete my work, and there have been various problems with the laptop that I've had to get fixed, and there's also been a lot of system problems with the company that I work for. So some days you can't do any work, and it feels a little bit, I don't know, on those days I feel guilty that I've not got any work done. Okay, so that's kind of like the negatives. The pros, however, are much better. So I feel like since I've been working from home, I've been more productive. I don't know why, because I'd say, like I said, I do still have disruptions. Maybe it's because there's less meetings, perhaps. So lots of the meetings are now optional, whereas before I think we all had to go to them. Now the only sort of ones that you have to go to are just the daily updates, which only take about 15 minutes. So I feel like I'm getting more work done than I was before. And I've always been quite productive, but I'm impressed about how productive I've been since I've been working from home. If you're lucky enough that your employer lets you be flexible, working from home means a lot more flexibility. Obviously, I have my son, and the schools have reopened for his year group. So he has been going to school. Normally, I would have to pay a childminder to do the school run in the morning and in the evening to cover this so that I could get to work on time. However, my work have allowed me to be flexible, and because I'm working from home, I can now do the school runs and make up the time difference when I get home and do the rest of my work when I get home. That wasn't an option before, because obviously after I've picked my son up, I then have him, so can't return to the office. So that is a big plus. What I'd also say as well, even though I've mentioned the place where I live may be quite, I don't know if you can hear the cats running around, but they do that a lot. The place where I live is quite a heavy traffic area, but it's also near all the shops. So now if I have time before or after work, or even on my lunch break, if I'm lucky enough to get time for a break, I now have enough time to go across the road and get a coffee, get a sandwich, etc. So that's supporting sort of local businesses, and I wasn't able to do that when I was working in the office. It was all a lot more rushed. Well, it felt more rushed to me, and where my office is not near any local businesses, so I wasn't really contributing before. Another plus, this is an optional one obviously, because you do not have to do overtime, but if you like doing overtime, it is now easier to do overtime. If, like me, you've got childcare issues and now you're working from home, there is nothing stopping you doing overtime, because likelihood is you're working with your child present anyway, so you're at liberty to do whatever overtime is available to you. So obviously financially that's a brilliant benefit. I think more people are actually encouraged to do overtime when they don't have to leave their house as well. I certainly feel more positively towards it when it doesn't mean getting up early and marching into the office. The other benefit, which I suppose is the main benefit, for me the main benefit is that I now have more time to spend with my family. So my partner and my son, who I live with, I now have more time to speak with them, be with them in a way that I never really have before. I've always been employed, so I've always had quite a large portion of my week away from my son, whereas when the lockdown started and the schools weren't open, I got to spend a lot more time with him than I would normally. And in terms of my partner, even though we work in the same office, we're obviously, when we're at work, we get told off for talking to each other all day, whereas now I can talk to him as much as I want, or as much as he allows me, and that is much better. And like I've said, my productivity hasn't gone down because of it, so I just feel really lucky that I'm in that position where I can spend sort of all day with my partner and still manage to do all my work. So that's how I feel about working from home, and hopefully I'll be working from home for at least another 3 or 4 months, which is brilliant. That saves the childcare costs over the summer holidays, and it just makes things more relaxed in general. There are some flaws with working from home, no matter which company you're working for, but overall I'm loving it, absolutely loving it. If you're working from home, let me know what you love, what you hate. If you're in the same boat as me and you're actually really relieved now that you have less of your income going on childcare, let me know, because I feel like, honestly, since my son has been born, all of my money has gone on childcare, and this is the only period where I've felt like I've had a break from that, and I needed a break from that. Everyone needs some time just to spend with their family in a cost-effective manner, in my opinion. So I'm quite glad that most companies are allowing, where possible, their members of staff to work from home. And I'm also hoping, I don't know if this will happen with my company, but I know it's happened with friends and family members' company, that even when you return to the office, it's only for a few days a week, and then the rest of it you do at home. Now, I'm totally on board for that, because I do actually miss going to the office just to see people, but I think doing the majority of my work from home is best for me. But yeah, that's what I've been talking about today. If you have any views, let me know. Um, if you don't like working from home as well, that opinion is totally valid. Let me know. At the start, when we first started working from home, I absolutely hated it. So I have eased into it and now I'm on board with it. But yeah, have a good day.